Today, I want to do a little year in my life as an actor recap. I have a spreadsheet that I organized all my auditions on for 2025. This is her. And so we can sort of look back at everything I did throughout the year. I started my year very early January, traveling to New Jersey for a music video. That was my first time being put up in a hotel ever for a job. Super chill indie project, but I was so excited to be starting my year already hitting a milestone, which was being put up in a hotel for a project. Like, that was so exciting to me. So that was a really good start to my year. I had auditioned for that in December of 2024 and then filmed it early 2025, which is why it's not on my audition log. But my first audition of the year, I got a callback. It was a commercial, so that's super cool. And then I auditioned a few more times. My third one, I got a callback. My sixth one, I got a callback. Oh, I booked something straight off a self-tape that I missed. If you watch my Week in a Life of an Actor video that I made earlier this year, you'll see my audition process for that. It was the one in the nurse's outfit. They just really liked my take on it and didn't think that a character with such little written about her on the page could have so much depth and nuance. So they were really happy with what I did, and I booked it right off the tape. And that was such a cool experience.
And that's a wrap on Rosie!
So after that, I had a callback for a project that I did end up booking, but they kept changing the dates and I kept losing out on other projects for them, so I ended up not doing the project, but I did book it, which is cool to know. And then after that, my next win was a feature film. It was a feature film that I did one audition for, I did a callback for, I did a chemistry read for, and I booked. And I filmed that over the summer in August in New Mexico, and it was such a cool experience. And I'm very excited for that feature to come out. After that, I got a callback and I booked immediately after that a feature film, a horror. It was a slasher. I made so many amazing friends on that set. It was so fun. We filmed in, I want to say June, and it was so much fun. I made the best friends ever, and I'm so excited for that to hopefully come out in 2026. Hopefully everything I worked on in 2025 sees the light of day in 2026. That would make me really, really happy. But that one's called Final Act. It is a slasher ghost story, and I play a silly little teenager who's gallivanting about ghost hunting with her friends, and it's really cool. And I'm so excited to share more about it when it comes out. Yee! So then next, I auditioned for this superhero fan film. It's in the world of Superman, and I booked it just off the audition, so there's no callback for this one. It is a Flashpoint story, so I played Iris, the Flash's love interest, and I got to die in a park. It was so cool. And that team was so wonderful too. Oh, and they're finishing that up in January. They have some other shots to get. So then hopefully, once that finishes up in January, that'll see the light of day in mid to late 2026, hopefully. And then after that, I had my first audition for a vertical, and I did not book it, but I got a callback. So that was like a good sign, dipping my toes into the world of vertical content. I sort of am not sure where I stand on it. I've done a few now. I've done 4. I have a lot of fun on them most of the time, but it's a lot of work, and it's dependent on which production company you're working with, how much they care about your well-being. So you have to sort of go in expecting to tough it out, and it may end up being a really positive experience. It may end up being a bearable experience that gets you some connections and some work and some money. But one vertical that I did, my very first one, I was very lucky, was the best experience ever. The director was hilarious, and we were all just sort of in it for the chaos of how crazy those stories are. It was great. Oh, my next booking was for a vertical. This was the one that I had a really good time working on. My friend Yishao, she became my friend because I met her on this set. She's a casting agent in the vertical world, and now she kind of hits me up all the time asking if I want to do verticals when they need day players to come in and do them. And I always say, yeah, why not, if I'm free and if I have like the emotional energy, because sometimes it can be a lot. But yeah, so then I did my first vertical after that. The thing I found with verticals is you just have to kind of keep showing up, keep auditioning, keep submitting, and then you'll break through, you'll get your first one, and then from there, if you're good to work with, if you're reliable, if you know your lines, if you read well on screen, then the day player roles will flow after that, which is cool. After that, I booked a horror film. I auditioned, I did a callback, and I booked it. And that doesn't shoot until August of 2026. So they were casting really far in advance for this. It's a super artsy, interesting, gritty, scary story about sleep paralysis. And the audition process was super interesting. It was by far the most interesting audition experience of my life. I did the first round on self-tape, and I did the monologue to its fullest as best I could. It was very wordy, very Shakespearean, so learning those lines was a challenge. But I did that and was really proud of it. I felt like I did the best I could. And then for the callback, the director, he's incredible. He sent me a video breaking down my audition, the things he loved about it and the things he wants to see me dive into a bit more. And then I taped myself again, and he wanted it on tape because he didn't want to put the actors on the spot for his very interesting request to do the entire monologue again, but in complete tongues, like in gibberish, and just let whatever noises come out that might convey what the monologue is saying, which kind of brought me back to like acting school, where they would make us do the most embarrassing stuff literally ever. It reminded me how much I love acting, because it gives you a reason, an excuse to get rid of that part of your humanity that tells you should be embarrassed, tells you should feel shame, tells you should feel awkward, and you commit, because what happens between action and cut is none of my business. That's sort of how I view acting now, and it's been really freeing. I think sometimes in my head, like I'll be on set, and a director will have a kind of intimidating ask for something they want to try. And me, Rosie, is like, oh God. But then the second action hits, it's not me anymore. And I don't see me again until cut. And I just know we're gonna get to cut one way or another, and I have to let the character take the reins. And it's so freeing, and I love it. So that was sort of my first real jump back into the pond of not being embarrassed doing crazy things. And I feel like that audition experience alone leveled me up tenfold as an actor. So I'm really excited to get on set and film that film. It's gonna be like a month long. It's a long process, and it's gonna be very jarring and draining, but I cannot wait. It's such a good script, and it's such a unique script. I'll talk more about it when I can. But, so I booked that. Next, I got a callback. Next was another vertical. I got a casting director offer for another vertical. Had a lot of fun on that. Next one was a short film. I auditioned for one role, but ultimately ended up being cast in another. And the callback was in person, which I thought was cool. Or not in person, but on Zoom. You know, it wasn't a video callback. It was a Zoom callback. And I met up with them in person to help film promotional content for the fundraising of the film. So I met the filmmakers, and they're so cool, so inspiring. I love the director. He's super fun to work with. Everybody has the kind of director that clicks for them, and he's one of the directors that really clicks for me. So I had a blast even just doing the promotional shoot, so I can't wait to film the actual thing. That'll be in the spring of 2026, hopefully. I auditioned for a period piece that would shoot in 2026, and they expressed interest. They said they loved my audition, and they wanted to know how comfortable and experienced I was wearing period clothing, and that they would be in touch, and then they were never in touch. So I marked that down as interest, because if somebody doesn't call me back but expresses interest, I think that's still worth noting. I really want to get a period piece under my belt because I'm from England. I can do the accent. I think I can do the physicality quite well, and I think it would be really fun to play in that wheelhouse. So, hey, if anybody's casting a period piece, you know who to call for an audition. Okay, next I auditioned for this really cool, also period piece, and they wanted me, and then I couldn't do it because of that film I mentioned earlier where they kept changing the dates on me. So I told this film that I booked, no, I'm so sorry, I can't because I have an obligation. And then they changed the dates, and it turns out I would have been able to do this one. because they ended up not needing me the weekend that they had me reserved. And so I missed out on a really high-paying and good for my filmography project. So that was a learning lesson for me. I got a callback for this really fun like sci-fi film, horror. Did not end up booking it, but got a callback, which was cool. Then I did a feature film. I auditioned, did a callback on Zoom, and then booked it. And this project I'm not going to talk too much about because I signed something that said I can't talk about the things I would want to talk about regarding it. But what I will say is it was a really big learning experience. And I made a lot of great friends with the crew. That was a really tough role for me and experience in general. So I'm really glad that I had the friends that I had throughout it and continue to be friends with some of them to this day. And I'm working with some of them now on stuff. So that's the ultimate positive that came out of the experience. After that, I'm trying to think, I was in final callbacks for a vertical. You've probably seen ads for it. It was the one with like the bad boy and he meets her in school, but then she's like a stripper at night. And tragically did not book. But that was my first time actually getting somewhere auditioning for a lead in a vertical. Up until then, I had been sending these lead auditions off into the ether and not really hearing anything back. They always want people with experience as leads, but how are you supposed to get experience as a lead if they only want people who have experience? Anyway, I got really close there and I was really proud of myself. So I don't know if leading verticals is something that I, A, would enjoy or B, have enough stamina for, but you never know until you try. And I ultimately am trying to make a living as an actor. So if that's one route that I can explore to do so, I'm down. I'm so down. So I think I'm gonna keep submitting if the story is exciting to me. And we'll just sort of see where it goes. I'm gonna put together a reel of all the vertical work that I did this year. I'm gonna probably have to buy some gems and spend on the episodes so that I can get high quality versions of the episodes I've been in and put them together into a reel and see if putting that on my actor profiles does anything for my like legitimacy in the vertical world. I feel like it might, because while I don't have lead experience in the vertical space, I do have supporting and day player, and that's enticing. And it also shows that I've paid my dues, so we'll see. After that, I did another vertical. I got some really fun auditions that I gave my all to, but did not hear back from. I got a call back for a short film. And then I have an audition that I have to film that's due in a few days, but I think I'm going to film it one of the first few days of January so that I can start my year off with an audition. I feel like that'll be good vibes and fun. On top of the ones that I booked, I also have been filming things that I'm producing with my production company, including a feature film that we started filming in November, and we're still filming now and through January. We're gonna wrap it in January, February, and I'm the lead of that, and it's super exciting. Of all the projects I've worked on this year, this one, Offsides, that I'm doing now with CK, our production company, is probably the most fulfilling as an actor because it's a role that was written with me in mind and is so complex and so representative of what so many people in their late 20s are experiencing. So I am really excited to continue filming that and to hopefully share more about that on here. We're also working on our other feature, Backyard Desert, which is happening next year. We thought we were going to film it this year, but budget, you need it. We didn't have it. So we pushed it. We're feeling hopeful about spring of next year, maybe early summer of next year. So I'll keep you posted on that. Yeah, it's been a really cool, exciting year. I did 4 features. I did a handful of shorts, some music videos, and a lot of work on myself and my acting when I have time off of auditioning. I like to just work on my skills and my craft and put it out there so I'm less afraid of being perceived and grappling less with this idea that everything has to be perfect before it's put out there. Something clicked this year with my acting where I was like, oh, you got this. You're good at this. You feel this intrinsically, and it is an incredibly addictive feeling. I struggle a lot with my mental health, and I was having a very rough day today, and I've been having a very rough week. My emotions are very strong and very all over the place and very unpredictable, and sometimes very hard to wrangle. But acting is the one thing that I have never let that get in the way of. my mental health struggles have never once felt like an obstacle for it. And I think that that's a sign that I'm doing the right thing and should stay doing this thing. No one's gonna believe in you the way you believe in yourself. And so you gotta be your biggest support, and you gotta be your biggest cheerleader. And I'm at that point now where I not only am just convincing myself that I got this and convincing myself that I'm good, but I truly believe it in my bones to the point where I can go into the new year incredibly confident. Now that being said, divas, I don't have representation. I'm non-union. In order to do a couple of these projects next year, I have to remain non-union. So there's no rush to join the union. But there is rush to really make a living out of this. I am ready to do this on larger scales, and I'm ready to do this for a living. You know, I made a little bit of money this year. This is my first year where I was like, oh, this is my first year where I only did things I was getting paid for. But next year, I hope I can really view it as like a job. So my goals for next year are definitely to get representation, access to those higher paying jobs, you know, and just a support network. Because one of the main problems I had this year, and especially in the latter half of the year on a specific project, was I didn't have someone advocating for me. And I think that this particular situation, they knew that, and that's part of what happened, what went wrong. I'm at the point now where I'm dealing with contracts and things that are beyond just my wheelhouse. I need a team. I need people negotiating for me, advocating for me, looking for those little loopholes, those things that I may not be equipped to handle. I'm also hoping to get a new reel from all of the things I filmed this year. I would love to be able to put a new reel together. And I want to book something big next year. Like, big in a sense that you don't have to wait for it to be received and for buzz to build and all that stuff. Like, I want to book something and it feel big upon booking. Do you know what I mean? Because there's a sort of sense of relief that comes with that, of knowing, hey, even if it's just the relief of, oh, a paycheck, you know, just something where I'm like, yes, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. That would make me so happy. I don't know what it'll be. I'm just going to keep working really hard. I'm really proud of myself because I feel like I've put in years of work in 1 year, if that makes sense. I left my job in January of this past year. So I was working that first month, and then at the end of January, I decided, you know what, I have to do this full time or it's not going to happen. So, you know, in those 11 months of doing this full time, I really put my nose to the grindstone, and I improved, I would say, like, by 500% in terms of technique, in terms of comfortability, groundedness, character analysis. My ability to read a script has improved tenfold. Like, I have done so much work because I enjoy the work and because it is the one thing that I feel so, like, absolutely drawn to doing. As a result, I feel like I've been able to put in years and years of work into this 1 year, and I feel so ready for what's next. I feel so capable, and I feel so certain that this is the path I'm meant to be on, and I just can't wait for what's to come. I think my takeaways from this year: contracts. If anything changes, ask for a new contract. Don't just take them at their word. My other lessons are, people say create your own content as an actor, and I think yes, but I think the power behind that lies in the community. So I think writing, directing, starring, producing your own work is out. Like, I think what you do is you network, you go to networking events, you find writers, to reach out to writer friends that you know, you read their things, and you see if anything sparks interest for you, anything you could see yourself in. And then you go and you network with directors, you network with producers. There are plenty of producers out there who are not looking for a paycheck, who are just looking to work, because at the end of the day, it's about building community over just having something for your reel, in my opinion. Also, by doing that, you're going to get somebody whose main focus is directing, someone whose main focus is writing, someone whose main focus is producing, someone whose main focus is acting. So you're all able to give 100% to the thing, instead of you writing, directing, producing, acting, and putting 25% into each. So don't be afraid to network, and not necessarily network in the traditional sense of like business card, hi, but like network in a sense of like, yo, I saw your short film online. I'd love to grab coffee with you, or I'm gonna catch you at your next festival and hopefully I can just like shake your hand and we can exchange Instagrams or whatever it may be. Have confidence, tap into your inner Marty Supreme and be so confident that you are the one, and everyone else will believe in you too, guaranteed. That's another lesson I learned. And then I guess the last one is the importance of being professional even when there's no one expecting it of you. Like, get that tape in and make sure that tape is high quality. Keep yourself organized, because then when you log everything on a Google Sheet or a spreadsheet or a special app that you may have, you're able to see who's calling you in consistently. You're able to see the type of roles you're getting called in for consistently. You're able to see your callback rate, all that stuff. And I don't know what my callback or booking rate is, and I could calculate it. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, so yeah. So 19.4% of the things I auditioned for, I booked. That's pretty crazy. 19, almost, I mean, you can't round up because it's 19.4. But part of me wants to round up to 20%. That's crazy. I'm very proud of myself. 20% booking rating is no joke. Period. 19.4. I'm proud of myself. You should be proud of every win. Celebrate every win. Don't ever be anything that you're not. Show up authentically, and that will read. In your slates, that's also a learning lesson. Show up authentically in your slates. Just be like, hi, I'm this person, and I'm auditioning, and I'm non-union, and I'm 5'6". And it'll read a lot better than if you put on any kind of voice or any kind of persona. So I got all these auditions myself on just Actors Access Backstage and a few off casting networks. So I'm not like talking from the experience of somebody with a team and agency dynamics. I wouldn't be able to give advice on any of that yet, but hopefully this time next year I'm doing my 2026 recap and I can give you insight on what it's like working with an agent or a manager or someone. I'm thinking agent. That would be helpful. I know I can book these things if I just get the auditions. I'm so confident, and I'm so excited because I feel like that's what's next. So anyway, thanks for watching. I don't know if this is going to be entertaining at all or what, but that's my 2025 as an actor. Yee! Okay, bye. I forgot to say it. Catch you guys on the flippity flop. Bye, Rosebud. Okay, there we go. That's better.